Hi everyone, my name is May and today I would like to use some origami sea creatures to create a short informative video. As you can see, under the ocean we have so many different types of sea creatures, and this is just a very small amount of variety, but we can still see that there are different types of colors, size, and shapes of animals in the ocean. So let's take a closer look at each of them. First, we'll start with the octopus. So the octopus have 8 legs or tentacles, which are very similar to our arms and legs, but they don't have any bones, so they're very stretchy and flexible. So when the octopus they stretch their legs downwards all together, they create a very long shape and a thinner shape. But when they spread each one out and stretch it out in all different directions, they make themselves look a lot bigger, like this. And one more interesting fact about the octopus is that they can change color based on their surroundings. So that makes them very good at playing hide and seek. Next, we can look at the crabs. So crab also has 8 legs, but other than that, they are very different from the octopus because the octopus are very soft and flexible, but the crabs they have a hard shell. So some of you might have seen them in the aquarium or in restaurants. And maybe you've even noticed that the crabs they walk sideways. But of course they can swim as well. So that makes them really unique that they can both walk and swim. And also they have the claws in the front, which protects them and helps them capture the food they need. So next we have the stingrays. As you can see, the shape of the stingray is very unique compared to most of the sea creatures we have here. So when you look at like the fish and the shark and the seahorse, they are like from the top of the ocean. When you're looking down, there's more flat vertically like this, but for the stingray, they are flat more horizontally like this. So this makes them almost look like they're gliding or flying in the water when they're swimming. And it looks like they're flapping their wings as well. And the reason why they are called a stingray is because at their tail, it actually has a sting at the end, at the tip, and whoever they sting with it, it's actually very painful and it has a bit of poison in it. So even though they look very friendly, you should try to stay away from them. So next we have a lot of fish, right? So this is just a small example of all the different like thousands and thousands variety of fish in the ocean. Most of the medium to small size fish, they live and travel together in very big groups because it helps them protect and look out for each other. And for some of the really small fish and also the seahorses, they actually live very close to the corals because they can find food near the corals, and also because of their size, it's very easy for them to swim in between the gaps of the corals, and it helps protect them by hiding from bigger fish, and also the bigger fish cannot go into the small cracks and gaps to catch them. And one interesting fact about the seahorses is that the male or the fathers actually have a pouch that carries all the eggs before they are hatched. So that's not very common for animals, for the male to be playing that role. And the last animal or sea creatures we have is the shark. I think most of you know about them, right? So they are one of the biggest sea creatures in the ocean, and they have very big, strong teeth, and they basically eat everything else that comes in their way, or they are able to do it. One interesting thing about them is that their teeth actually have more than one row, because when you compare to when you look at yourself or your friends, you know that we human beings have only one row of teeth, one on the top and one on the bottom. But for the shark, they they have many rows, and both on top and on the bottom. So some of them have several, and some of them have even more, like more than 10. It depends on the species. So that's a very interesting fact. So basically, for many years, the ocean, the creatures and the animals and the plants have been living in a quite healthy environment, in the sense that even though the bigger creatures eat the smaller ones, all of them are still able to produce babies, and that the babies grow up into adults and repopulate themselves. So there's a balance in the ecosystem, because the creatures only eat what they need, and they don't overconsume or hurt others just for fun. However, in more recent years, something strange has been happening to the ocean. First, there are strange items appearing more and more, and the creatures in the ocean don't really know what these are, and they don't know where these are coming from. But are you able to tell? Yes, so these are actually some garbage from the humans that live on the land. So as the technology of human beings became more advanced, it has become much easier for them to produce many things, but at the same time, they've created more garbage, and they ended up in the ocean, which has affected the quality of the water for the ocean animals. And also, people have been fishing and capturing the sea creatures more than before, because there are more people eating them for pleasure than for survival. And when you eat them at a pace that's too quickly for them to reproduce, their population decrease. So over time, the animals and creatures in the ocean decrease gradually. And eventually, even the corals started getting sick, and some of them have died because of the quality of the water, both the quality and the temperature. And this has affected some of the sea animals, because the corals, like I said before, some of the fish and seahorses, they live near or within the corals. And also because there is a special type of algae that live inside the tissue of the corals, which produces oxygen. So it's similar to trees in the on Earth, on the land, that oxygen is very important because even though the sea creatures don't breathe air, they still need oxygen through the water. So that's why the ocean right now, the quality of the water is not that great for a lot of the animals. But eventually the humans realize this, and some of the scientists are actually using technology to help the corals regrow, which is wonderful. And at the same time, more humans are cleaning up the ocean, and they are more aware of the garbage that they have been creating. So they try to use ways to reduce the garbage by maybe consuming less, only buy what they need, and only buy things that they can reuse, or maybe exchange what they don't need with other people, so they don't have to produce as many products, because it takes energy to produce the materials and the products. So this is everyone's responsibility. So we all play a role in this, and we're all responsible for taking our part to help reduce the garbage and produce a more healthy environment for ourselves, both on land and in the ocean. So once everyone do their part, the quality of the water will improve, and gradually over time the corals will come back, and some of the sea creatures their population will increase as well, which is very good news, because you can see how amazing these creatures are. Just like us, we are amazing as well. Human beings are not bad, but we just need to make smart choices, and we need everyone's help and support. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I'm very happy that you've watched this. Thank you so much. Also, if you're interested in joining my online craft classes, you can go to the description below to click on the link, or basically you can just search on Facebook or Eventbrite for May Lily Design, and you would find the most updated information there. So thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye.